Hey everybody, another really quick fuel economy video before we switch the engine off. I'll just make it a really quick one and give you some reality information, what you can see in front of you here and why that is before I switch the engine off. Only take a couple of minutes. Now, you can see up the top in blue it says after start. That means since we started the engine last. Some of the Toyotas say one trip, means the same thing. You can see the average 8.6 litres per 100 Ks. And I'll say that's about typical for a 20-minute drive. You can see down the bottom, 19 minutes. Typical 20-minute drive, speeds ranging from your typical built-up 50, 60, zone 70, 80, and 100, a mix of all the above. Typical drive in our sort of area, 8.6. That'll get worse as I speak. Now, you can also have a look at the fuel gauge level there and notice that we've done 1,065 Ks on the tank, and the trip computer is very accurate. We've got a fuel economy playlist we'll pop this video into with all the others if you want to watch those to get to understand what you can actually expect from the vehicle. As you can see here, if we sit in traffic, it's going to keep going up, 8.7 litres per 100 Ks, and our average speed will come down. Now, with one click down on the enter button, you'll see us move to the next screen called after reset. Now, that's since I reset it, and you can see it's been, since I reset it, an average speed of 66 kilometres. So similar sort of driving. Quite a bit of 100 zones, but you know, a little bit of traffic areas as well, and some slower moving areas. 10.3 litres per 100. Now, it would be a lot better than that. At this point, what you need to know is, out of that 29 hours driving, you can see down at the bottom, 29 hours since I reset this. 10.3 litres per 100 Ks, 65 Ks an hour is the average speed, and 29 hours driving. Kilometres, I don't know, you'd have to work it out, because you know, that'd be on a trip, whatever. I've probably put fuel in the last 29 hours, but I can't remember how many tanks it is. You'd have to work it out based on the speed and all that. You can put in the comments. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing here now is saying, of those 29 hours driving, approximately half of those is towing a 8x5 steel trailer with 2 engines in there, okay? So picking up engines, transporting engines, and dropping off engines, okay? So that's why we've still got the road tires on, and it's getting 10.3 litres per 100 Ks. You would typically see something a lot closer to this after start figure. Let's say 8.5 to 9 or something like that is what this would say if I wasn't doing any trailer towing at all. Like I said, maybe half, maybe a little bit less than half, but something like that. The other info that's relevant you might like to know, towing that 8x5 steel trailer that probably weighs about 350 kilos. The engines are about 200 kilos each. So around 700 kilos, 700 to 750 max, thereabout somewhere. Basically, while we're towing those trailers, this after start figure I notice is more around the 12 litres per 100 Ks on average, right? So 12 there, and 8.8 there, or 8.5. Sometimes we get down as low as 8. It varies a little bit. Now let's look at one other one. Let's go down again. So down after reset, one more down, that's after refuel. So we've got another one that automatically resets every time we refuel. Now, I just want to tell you that 230 kilometers is wrong. When we get down and use that 230 kilometers, there's still going to be another 20 litres in the tank. So it's actually about 430 kilometers, which means about 1,500 Ks, which even with towing the trailer, the fact of the matter is we're getting about 10 litres per 100 Ks, and you can check that when we refill. You know what, I might just add that into this video. We'll include the refill. I'll head down the servo shortly. But the reason I'm telling you this video right now as well, because the other thing I'm going to do when I do that refill, see this after reset, I'm about to put the KO2 tyres on, 265, 65, 17. Same standard size, but bigger, heavier, more aggressive off-road tyres that chew your fuel. If you've missed all the other videos so far, you're going to use 1 litre per 100 kilometres or more, at least, in... Can you shut your door, please? When you open it, it's upsetting that. All right, sorry about that, everybody. So yeah, whatever I was saying, anyway, it doesn't really matter. What matters is when I refill the vehicle, I'll show you, and you can compare what this says here. Mainly the one you want to compare is after refuel, how accurate that is compared to the actual refuel. And you'll see it's very close. It's just that accurate. It's not worth checking on anymore, but it does go a little bit either way. Usually the economy is a little bit better than what the computer says. All right, let's get to the servo and fill it up and see what results we get. Yes, the point I was trying to make was The KO2s really chew your fuel. Minimum 1 litre per 100 kilometres more. Now, I'm not picking on KO2s. I'm picking on all heavy off-road tyres. Any tyre that's at much heavier tyre like that with more rubber, more steel, more reinforcement, more aggressive tread that's got worse rolling resistance. And we can pick those tyres out in the workshop here, because what happens is when a vehicle's on nice highway tyres, when you leave the vehicle in neutral and flat ground, you can push it around really easy. When you've got these heavier off-road tyres, mud tyres, Wild Peaks, Yokohamas, whatever it is, you can see the difference between all the tyres when you push the vehicle and you go, oh, this one's hard to push. And you just look at them and you see the bigger aggressive tyres. And it's obviously the same for the engine trying to push them down the road. So, like I said, let's get to the survey. Let's do a refill. Our next fuel economy video showing you what we're getting. Who knows where it'll be, but it's going to be a lot worse than this. I'll tell you why. Because we've got the KO2s, we're going to be loaded up, and we're going to be traveling at speed. So you're not going to see anything this good again. Let's fill this one up and see what happens. Anyway, the final 1,077 Ks on the trip meter, and let's just have a look at the after refuel. Says 10.2 litres. Let's see what it works out to be. There you go. If you do the calculations, it works out to be 10.5 litres per 100 Ks. Remember, about half that tank towing a trailer. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Hit like, subscribe, turn the bell on, and we'll catch you on the next video. Now we've got the KO2s on again, and they will cost us fuel as well as wear and tear.